Hello everyone. Abroad education and migration has become quite popular, and so are the tests that helps to realize this dream of many. In this video, I'm gonna take you through the details of such a test, IELTS or IELTS, which indeed is the talk of the town. So what is IELTS? IELTS expands to International English Language Testing System, and this is an English proficiency examination that is designed to help you work, study, or migrate to a country where English is the native language. This test evaluates four skills of a candidate: two receptive skills, that is, listening and reading, and two productive skills, that is, writing and speaking. So, based on your performance in all of these four modules, you'll be awarded a band on the scale 1 to 9. This examination is jointly owned by three institutions. First one, the British Council. The second is IDP, which is based in Australia. And finally, the University of Cambridge. So why should you take IELTS? If you are planning to move to the countries like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, or the United States of America, then IELTS is essential. The required band score can vary according to your preference, so please check with a consultant to know about the specific score that you should need for this particular examination. So basically, there are two different types of IELTS tests. First one is IELTS Academic and then IELTS General Training. You can take IELTS academic test if your major objective is to study in an English-speaking country. It can also be taken for professional registration purposes. The question paper for academic IELTS is set in an academic perspective with vocabulary, words, or situations common to such an environment, while general training can be taken if one is applying to study below degree level. But it is an essential element if you are looking to migrate to countries such as Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and UK for the purpose of work or even for the permanent residency. In general training IELTS, the question paper will be set to analyze your ability to deal with different social situations and workplace environments. UKVI IELTS is another term you should be familiar with. It is to be taken by candidates who are planning to study, work, or move to the UK. The universities, colleges, and professional bodies in UK will only accept IELTS for UKVI, where the normal or the regular IELTS will not be considered. So, what is the difference between the regular IELTS and UKVI IELTS? The fact is that there are no variations in terms of the content, format, evaluation, or the level of difficulty in both of these tests. The only change is that the authorities conducting UKVI IELTS take additional security measures such as recording an examination to ensure the authenticity of the test taker. And the test report form, that is the result of your IELTS examination, will also be having a slight change from the regular exams test report form. Now let us see the different segments involved in the IELTS exam in detail. Starting with listening, it is a 30-minute test wherein you'll have to answer 40 questions divided equally in 4 sections. That means in each section you'll find 10 questions. In listening, you'll hear real world-like conversations, and you're supposed to answer missing pieces of information such as names, dates, etc. It is also important to understand the speaker's attitude. There'll be enough time given to read the questions and check the answer at the beginning and end of every section. And the answers are to be noted down on the question paper simultaneously as you listen to them. At the end of the listening, an additional 10-minute time will be given for you to transfer your answers to a separate answer sheet. The accent can be a real challenge while one is doing a listening task in IELTS. So this is how your listening answer sheet is going to look like. So as I said, at the end of your listening test, in the 10-minute time given, you'll copy down whatever you wrote in your question paper to this particular answer sheet. The reading is the next segment where you'll have 60 minutes or 1 hour to complete 40 questions given from 3 different passages. And these reading passages can be taken from books, magazines, newspapers, or journals. And the content or the matter of these passages can be anything related to arts, science and technology, research, sports, history, and many more. You'll find a number of questions where you'll have to read the passages carefully to answer to each and every one of them. So here is how your reading answer sheet is going to look like. But unlike for listening, for reading you won't be getting any additional time to transfer your answers. So please note down the answers you get directly to this particular answer sheet. The next segment is writing. So writing is a task which is also to be done within 60 minutes or 1 hour. In this time, you're supposed to solve 2 tasks, Task 1 and Task 2. For academic IELTS, Task 1 is to write a report based on a given diagram or a chart or even a table. And for general training, this Task 1 will be a letter writing. For both these tasks, you are supposed to write at least 150 words. Task 2 is common to both types of IELTS, wherein you'll have to write an essay as a response to an opinion or a problem. And the word count should be at least 250 for writing Task 2. Speaking is the final segment in IELTS examination. It is a one-to-one interview between the candidate and an examiner. It usually takes 10 to 15 minutes to complete a speaking session. It proceeds in 3 parts, starting with the part 1, which is the introduction and interview, where the examiner will get to know more about you, and this goes on for the first 3 to 4 minutes. At the end of the session, you'll be directed to the part 2, which is a cue card or long-term session. You'll be handed over a card comprising of a question where 1 minute will be given to you to prepare, and you'll have to start speaking for the next 2 minutes uninterrupted. And finally, there'll be a discussion session based on the cue card which has been asked to you. So this will be the order of IELTS exam. The written test, that is the LRW test, will be conducted in a single stretch on the day that you book your IELTS examination, starting with writing followed by listening and reading, while speaking will be conducted on a separate date that can be 7 days before or 7 So here is the description of various IELTS bands that you are likely to score as a result of your exam. If you manage to score a band of 9, it means that you are an expert user. Band 8 means the candidate is a very good user. 7, a good user. 6, a competent user, and many more. So if you're planning to give IELTS examination, you can do it using conventional pen and paper based IELTS test or the modern computer delivered IELTS. For pen and paper based IELTS test, the results shall be published in 13 to 14 business days. While computer delivered IELTS, the publishment of results are much more faster and it usually happens within 3 to 4 working days from the date of your examination. If you want to book for a test or to register for the examination, you can definitely consider visiting this particular website where you'll find all the information that you. So in this slide, you'll find the examination fee for different types of IELTS. Have a look. Previously, the candidate had to repeat the whole test in situations where they could not score the desired band, even in any one of the modules. But now, there has been an update in this regard with the introduction of IELTS One Skill Retake, where the candidate can rewrite any one of the module for which he or she didn't score well. There are certain criteria such as taking this test within 60 days from the original test date. So IELTS One Skill Retake is currently available at selected IELTS computer delivered centers in Australia and is expected to roll out globally very soon. And also there is only one retake for each full IELTS test. I do hope you found this video useful and you got a better perspective of different aspects of IELTS. So stay tuned for more updates and videos regarding IELTS and many such examinations. Thank you.